Welcome back. Today, Mr. Chen and I are going to be talking about how to use costumes to animate on Scratch and how to use broadcasting.
Okay, so we're going to start with the broadcasting part. So here we have it's not running. Here we have a game where Pico you can kick around a ball, kind of push around the ball into the goal. And once you do so, it will reset the position of the ball. However, we also want to reset the position of Pico so we don't have to position him back behind the ball every single time. If we look in our sensing blocks, and we see what we have here, touching something, touching color, something, all of these blocks have to do with what, I guess if we're selecting Pico, what Pico is experiencing, right? It's asking whether Pico is touching the mouse pointer or the edge or the ball. It's asking if Pico is touching the color. We don't have anything that will see if another sprite is touching another sprite or another color. So the way that we get around this is by using broadcasts. Now, this right here is the script that will determine whether a goal is scored when it touches the color yellow. You reset the position of the ball, change the number of goals by 1, and we're actually going to add in a broadcast block. The broadcast blocks can be found in the events palette near the bottom. So we drag this in, broadcast message 1. We're going to write new message, and we're going to make that goal scored. It's very important to always use descriptive, accurate names for your message names. Otherwise, if you come back to it, you're going to forget what the message was if you left it at message 1. Okay, so we're going to broadcast goal scored. And what that does is it broadcasts among all sprites and all stages this message. And if that sprite is waiting with this when I receive goal scored, then it's going to trigger this block and it will do whatever we want it to do. In this case, we want Pico to reset to where he is right now, which is these coordinates. And so now if we play it, see Pico's walking, we're going to push that ball in, and now it resets both the ball and Pico.
Okay, so what we want you to understand is broadcasting, when you ask the program to broadcast, so here we said broadcast, it's not actually asking a message to appear, but it is sending a message to the program that an action has happened with the soccer ball. And it's picking up that action with the sprite with Pico. So it's a way for two objects or two sprites to communicate to each other within the program, but it doesn't actually make a message appear. So if you want two sprites to communicate, you ask one to broadcast something and you ask the other one to wait until they receive that message.
Okay, so now we're going to be talking about animation. So in previous projects that we've done, you'll notice that when Scratch moves, we make it move like this. He just kind of slides across the screen, which doesn't make for very realistic movement. So we're going to show you how to do animation by using different costumes. So we're going to go ahead and hide Scratchy. Hide. And we're going to show this sprite, Boy3 walking, here. And you'll see that if you tab over to the Costumes tab, you'll see a bunch of different costumes. Each one looks like it's a different frame in his walking animation. And it is. If we do this now, you'll see that it's actually cycling through each one of his costumes one at a time. But you'll notice that with a forever block without any weights, it looks unnaturally fast. So we insert this wait block, a very short number, 0.2 seconds. If you wanted to make it a little faster, 0.1, he's kind of doing like a power walk. Then you can see it's slowed down. There's a little bit of delay between each one. And so it's a little more realistic. That's 0.2 seconds between each time and 0.3. It's important to test with the numbers to see which one best fits your program.
And if you want to make it so that he's not walking in place, you would have to add a motion. You have to go to the motion blocks and add move. Yep.
Just to demonstrate this, let's have a move 10, sure. Drag this in, and now he's walking. Let's make him go a little more smoothly. Click. There you go. So now you can see he's actually walking across the screen. Also, this boy walking is one of the sprites that are built in with Scratch, right? If you go down here, you'll see that Boy3 walking is here. However, you can also find your own animations from online. If you guys are familiar with GIF files, GIF files, You can find it, oops, I didn't mean to draw there. You can find it by going to Google and typing in maybe GIF animation sprite. I know it's a little cut off at the top, but we're looking for GIF animation sprite. You go to images when it loads. In any case, you're going to find the one that you want to use in your project, and you're going to download it. So rather than going through the motion of that, because it takes some time, we actually already have one downloaded and uploaded for you. So let's go ahead and hide the boy. Now the way that you would upload it to Scratch is by clicking on this button, Upload Sprite from File. It's going to ask you to find the file that you downloaded. You upload it. It might take a few tries, but you'll get something that might look like this. We have this dancing guy. And since it is an animation, what Scratch actually does is it splits up each individual frame into each individual costumes. You'll see that he actually has 35 costumes. And if we run this animation, he does this cool looking breakdance move. So this is how you can get animations from online.
That's it. That's the lesson for today. Thanks.